Okay, this is one of those stories where people clearly have lost their minds. Now, there is a bit of a controversy going on in Canada right now where a city, Oakville, which is actually only about an hour and a half drive away from me, is having an incident involving a teacher. Now, this teacher identifies as transgender. And they decided to come into work as a teacher with these comically, cartoonishly oversized prosthetic breasts. So, obviously, this would be inappropriate. So, people complained at the school. The school said, we support everybody with their gender identity and whatnot. In other words, they let it slide. People became outraged and thought that this was inappropriate to have around children. I'm not saying they're right, I'm saying this is what they're saying. And the school said, okay, we are now reevaluating or reviewing our dress code. So, basically, long story short, some students walked out in protest of the teacher, and some of them walked out in protest in support of the teacher. The way this has ended is that the school board has decided that they are going to transfer the teacher to another school, and then they're going to review or rewrite the actual dress code for that school. In other words, they've made the decision that would not allow them to actually take a stand on the situation whatsoever. In other words, they made a political move. They should have taken a side. Whatever side that would have been, they should have taken it. A fence sitter is one of the biggest problems. Now, obviously, walking in with these prosthetic breasts is ridiculous. Even if you identify as a woman, this is ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. This is clearly someone looking for attention. This is someone trying to be outrageous. This is someone who is being an asshole, for the lack of a better term. Now, there have been people defending this teacher, and they've not done a very good job of it, because while they're pro-trans, this is clearly intentionally meant as attention-seeking and being provocative. So the pro-teacher side doesn't really have much of a leg to stand on, but they're going to hold a position that they hold. See, the problem with this, I mean, aside from it being inappropriate, is that it's incredibly sexist. This person identifies as a woman, so therefore they need these comically large, unnaturally large prosthetic breasts. It couldn't have been something of a actually possible size, but instead this comically large costume like choice is being put out for daily consumption in the workplace and around children, for no less. Here's why it's sexist. You identify as a woman and then say, well, this is what being a woman is. This impossible, comical nonsense. So you've now you're portraying women as being defined by breast size. If this was really about, just being a woman, then shouldn't have needed any of these prosthetic breasts at all. But instead decided to go with these comically large ones. So this person is actually portraying women as being defined by their breast size because I am a woman, so therefore I need these comically large breasts. So they are actually not defining, but portraying women as being defined by their breast size. Now it's interesting watching the media trying to handle this situation because I think they know this is nonsense, but are afraid to say anything for fear of backlash. Now, in one particular article that I read, which is linked in the description, said that, I mean, they had their own opinion of it, but the opinion that I took exception with is saying, oh, well, when a girl goes to school with, quote unquote provocative clothing, and then they get sent home and they get in trouble, and it's okay. Let me explain something to you. Now, I do understand that people have agency, girls, and we're talking about a school. We're talking about children and teenagers. Yes, they do have some form of agency, but they are also underage. Now, I should not have to tell you that sexualizing children is a bad thing, but evidently I do. Now, here's the problem I have with it. They'll go out and they'll buy their kids clothes, buy these, sexually provocative clothes for underage girls, have their children wear it, and then turn around and complain about child beauty pageants. Now, child beauty pageants are absolutely horrendous, but what is the difference between these two things? Both of them are adults dressing children in sexually provocative clothing. One is parading them around for rewards, and possibly a cash reward for winning the beauty pageant. And the other one is doing it on a daily basis. So it's kind of complete hypocrisy on the liberal side here to say that child beauty pageants are oppressive, which they are, and wholly inappropriate, but then turn around and do the exact same thing. Because apparently, you see, that's the thing. Sexually provocative clothing is sexually provocative clothing. And there is a completely different context between an adult wearing it and a child wearing it. And it should be really obvious why sexualizing children is wrong. This is provocative clothing. Put it on the child. Oh, you're the one sexualizing them because you see it as provocative clothing. Okay, one, not only did they wear that specifically because it was provocative, you yourself already said it was provocative clothing. And then say that the people seeing the kid are sexualizing them, are the ones making it sexual. But you just said it was sexually provocative. But then when someone looks at the kid, then you say you're the one sexualizing them. Well, you by your own definition have already said that it's provocative, sexually provocative. It's just a symptom of liberal complete hypocrisy and the nonsense that comes about of it. And this is directly tied to the more libertarianish ideas of I can do whatever I want and there are no consequences to my actions. It's just that conservatives and liberals have two different views of what this is and their perception of what the consequences are. Now, having said that, clearly I'm not advocating some kind of, Iranian moral police to go around and tell people they're not allowed to wear certain clothes. I'm saying children should be, protected from harmful things like sexualizing them, which liberals seem to be okay with, but then turn around and call conservatives the P word for having child beauty pageants. Well, see, the thing is, you're both actually doing it, and it would be really great if neither one of you sexualized children.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.